You're going to be the buyer?
Yeah, I'll be the buyer.
Okay. Ring, ring.
Hello,
Yeah, hi. Is this Mr. Steinberg?
who's this?
My name's Fred Johnson. I saw you reached out on a healthcare company we have. I'm with Hedgestone Business Advisors.
Yeah, I mean, is this the owner or is this the broker? Who are you?
I'm the exclusive broker, and I'm very familiar with this area. I see that you reached out. I'm wondering if you want to have a little bit of a discussion. I'll give you a few broad strokes about the company, and then if you want to go forward, I'll send you an NDA. How does that sound?
That sounds good, but give me a spiel. Let me hear about it.
Okay, so I got, you know that, nice to meet you, Mr. Johnson. You know that the healthcare company, the healthcare business is very hot right now. We've been very fortunate. We put a couple of major deals together. And as a result of that, we know all the major companies and the buyers. I have a company now that's doing $30 million. Their cash flow is about $6 million, and I could get you into the company for only 5 or 6 times multiple, which is significantly less.
Well, that's high. That's too high.
It's definitely not. Are you in the area? Are you in the healthcare area?
One of my uncle's in the business. That's high though, 5 to 6. I heard it's 2 to 3.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what, Mr. Johnson, if you could find me a legitimate company that's doing legitimate numbers and wants to sell for 2 or 3, I'll have that company sold in the next 45 minutes. How does that sound?
Interesting.
So let's start again. Are you seriously looking, or are you just putting your toe in the water at this point?
I'm interested. I'm very serious about getting into the business. My uncle, my dad, they just gave me $5 million. I could show you a proof of funds, but I don't want to overpay. So I need a deal that's fair. And right now, the deal that you're talking about, it seems high, but educate me. How much cash flow is it? Talk to me. I want to know more about the deal.
Gonna do it. Fine. Sounds like a good idea. Let's start from the beginning. Let's talk. I'll give you broad strokes, like I said, and then we can discuss how to go forward if it feels like it's the right fit for both of us. How does that sound? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, they're in the home health aides. They've got 1,500 patients. They got almost 1,300 aides. They are growing exponentially. They have licenses in the 5 boroughs. They're doing $30 million in revenue a year. Their cash flow is $6 million.
Does that include the owner's salary?
Yes, I'll send you everything. So it's a total $6 million. So if you were to buy the company tomorrow, Mr. Johnson, nothing changed, and you kept everything as it was, obviously taking out what we call add backs, you could expect to make $6 million on your investment next year, unless you're really good and you can grow it.
But I'm not going to be running it. So what does the owner pay himself?
The owner pays himself a salary of only $100,000. The good news is that I have management in place, and he'll also stay on to help ease the transition. Might also be interested in talking about maybe selling most of the equity and staying on as a small equity partner. Is that something that might be good for you?
It's good, but I understand the DOH process is a long process. It could take a year. Would the owner be open to selling, doing a management agreement first? How can we structure something like that?
100%. That's the way that it's going now. And by the way, if you got yourself a good lawyer, you get this thing done in 6 to 8 weeks.
Dad, I would stop there. I would never, my opinion, I mean, you could say that, but I would always try to refer them to it's always important to refer these people to our attorneys, but okay.
Okay. Where were we?
If you got yourself a good lawyer, you can get this in 6 to 8 weeks.
Right. So I gave you they're doing 30 million in revenue. They got a 6 million cash flow. They're looking to 5 or 6 times multiple, which is definitely within reason.
You have comps for that? You have proof of that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay. I have all the information. I have financials. Obviously, to go to the next step, financials are somewhat sensitive. I mean, you're a businessman, obviously, you want to have this type of money. I'm sure you could understand that we have to be very protective of these financials. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but where is it located? Can you give me the exact address?
Well, I'll tell you, it's in the New York metro area. I'm happy to give you everything you want, but we're going to need to have an NDA first. You know what an NDA is?
Yes, and also that, I would say a proof of funds as well.
I'm going there. Okay, so are you okay with me sending you an NDA? And then we could talk specifically. I'll send you a marketing kit. You'll have the financials. You will also have the exact location. And after you look at it and you tell me you like it, I'm going to ask you for proof of funds and we could set up a meeting with the owner. How does that sound?
That sounds great, but I'm going on vacation for 3 weeks. I have a boys' trip out to Colombia. So don't
Who's that
know,
with?
don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to it sooner.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, let me take your number. Companies like this in the healthcare don't really last typically that long. We get them in a matter of making 2 or 3 calls. We have interested parties. Sounds to me like maybe you're a little less invested in terms of timing. You mentioned you're getting your money from your dad. Is that correct?
Yeah, my daddy has big money and he's giving me a nice little check for allowance. So I'm just kidding. You know, he's gonna give me the money and I'm ready to buy. I just need to take my boys' trip.
Well, let me ask you something. Would it make sense for me to call your dad and maybe is he in the business also?
Oh yeah, him and his brother, they own tons of these businesses.
Perfect. So he'll probably understand it right as soon as he looks at the numbers.
But it's my job to handle the beginning phases
Gotcha. When are you leaving for your trip?
tonight.
Okay, and it's 9 o'clock it's 10 o'clock in the morning now. Can we get a lot of this stuff done in the next hour or two so you go on your trip and I can get busy working and getting this thing done for you?
Yeah, but I'm gonna go away. So, you know, we can pick up in 3 weeks.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, if you're gonna go away, I appreciate it. Everybody deserves a vacation, but at this point, why don't we do this? Why don't we reconnect when you come back? Maybe I'll have another company. Like I said, they're hard to get, but with a company like this, with a bottom line like this, I doubt very seriously it's gonna be available. And I don't wanna waste your time or my time. So I guess pretty much we gotta move either very quickly or we could reconnect after you come back. And maybe, like I said, if we get really, really lucky, you might have another opportunity like this.
Good job. Great job, Dad. Perfect.
Thanks.
You got to create the urgency. That's how you create the urgency. I would say it very similar to how he just said it, but I would say, listen, Mr. Johnson, I know you're going away, but unfortunately, this company's sold by tomorrow. So, or not tomorrow, or by next week. So, you know, let's reconnect. Like you said everything right, and you know, we'll talk about other companies when you're back, or just put me in touch with your dad right now. That was great. That was great. Thank you.